folks, you got to fasten your seatbelts because this crypto market is moving extremely fast. You got to hold on to something, because this train is leaving and this train is accelerating at a breakneck pace. And if you're not holding on to something, you can get thrown off. Now let's go ahead and dig in. The G20 summit just went down about a week ago. Going on 2 weeks now, actually. What went down there? We've seen a lot of things happen in the market since then. We've seen the crypto market continue exploding, and we've seen the crypto market seemingly implode overnight, dipping down to about $9,500 from a peak of high 13,000s. Now, why did this happen? A lot of people are contributing the flash crash to what is happening with Facebook's Libra coin. Now, what we can look at now is the fact that governments seem to be extremely concerned about Facebook coin. This Libra coin is going to pretty much change the world. Some people can see it changing the world for better or for worse. I tend to think that it's inevitable that something like this is actually going to take place. Facebook is definitely not something that I would want to be invested in. I'm not talking about the stock, but I'm talking about the Libra coin. The reasons why I would not want to invest in this type of cryptocurrency, first and foremost, I'm not going to make any money. I'm not going to make any money from this coin. It's a stable coin that's pegged to different commodities, the US dollar, the euro, and other commodities around the world, so that it stays stable. It is not really an investment. So that's the reason number one. The second reason that I would not invest in this Libra coin is because, for the simple fact that Facebook is not to be trusted. It's just not. Facebook has a terrible reputation for mishandling and being dishonest about customer data. They already know what you do every day. They already know who you know. They already know who you're corresponding with. You go on a trip, you take pictures with your family. They say, do you want to tag somebody in this picture? They say, you went to 3-4 places today. You want to tag somebody in this picture? Let them know what you're doing, because we already do. They know your life already. Why would I want to give them more information about myself? Why would you want to give them more information about yourself, about your spending habits? Not only do they know where you go every single day, how long you spend there, who you're associated with, who you're talking to. They know the faces of your friends. They know the faces of your family, of your children. They've seen you when you're happy, when you're sad. They've seen the new outfit that you got from Marshalls. They've seen the new outfit that you're contemplating on purchasing at Macy's. They know where your favorite Starbucks is. Now, with this Libra coin, we're going to allow them to take another step into our world and know exactly what we're buying, know exactly what we're spending, how often we're spending it. Do you think for 1 second that the government is not involved already in the type of surveillance, quote unquote, that they have? They have it set up. You think the government isn't using Facebook to learn about the public, to keep tabs on the public, And do you think for 1 second that a tax-crazed United States, a tax-crazed European Union, and a tax-crazed fill-in-the-blank country is not going to want to be in bed with Libra so that they can track and trace every single transaction that you make? If you think that the government doesn't want to or is incapable of doing such a thing, you are naive. I hate to break it to you, but you're naive. This is definitely not something that I want to invest in, for that simple fact. Now, why, if it's such a good idea for the government to be involved so that they can continue to track us, why are they fighting back so hard? Let's take a look. Investors are worried that Facebook's move into cryptocurrency could spark a new wave of regulation, sending Bitcoin prices below $10,000 for the first time in 2 weeks. Lawmakers in the U.S. Senate grilled Facebook executive David Marcus about the Libra cryptocurrency project on Tuesday, voicing major concerns that Facebook's ability to regulate global money flows. Here he says, Facebook's motto is move fast and break things, said Ohio Democrat Sherrod Brown. They've moved fast and are helping to undermine our democracy. Now they're expecting us to trust them with our paychecks. The price of Bitcoin dropped down to about $9,500 just a couple of days ago. Now, why are they so worried about this Facebook Libra? Well, we've already seen what happened with the hearings just this past year with Zuckerberg and the U.S. Senate and the congressional hearings. You've seen this happen. And you've seen how they tried to grill him and got nowhere. They already know that this Libra coin is actually going to come to pass. They just want to have control. They want to have control, and they don't want to give up any ground to Libra coin when it comes to the US dollar. This is why they're going in so hard. They want to make sure they put enough pressure on Facebook to guarantee that they're going to have some say. They're going to have some type of partnership. They're going to have some access, or rather, they're going to gain more access to Facebook, to Facebook's goodies, to Libra's goodies. They want to be able to track every single thing that U.S. citizens do. No different than China, no different. Now, we love to vilify China and talk about how they censor and how they track and trace and how they threaten. What difference does it make? If it's China or if it's the United States or if it's Europe, they all do the same thing. And they all want the same thing. They want control. They want control. They want control of your money. They want control of your life. Bitcoin is the wrench in the system. Now, I mentioned a few minutes ago that the G20 just went down. The G20 just went down. Do you think that there was some sort of timing coordinated, or is it just a coincidence? Is it just a coincidence that G20 just happened and now we're having these hearings about Facebook's Libra coin? It just so happened that Mnuchin wanted to slip in some choice words about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, having the market take a dip just because he said these things. You think that's a coincidence? Do you think it's a coincidence that Japan just today announced that they are putting together a SWIFT-like cryptocurrency exchange system over the next couple of years? Do you think it's a coincidence that just after the G20, after never saying anything about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, suddenly talks trash about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and how basically it's a haven for illicit activity and criminals? You don't think these things are coordinated? You don't think these things are planned out ahead of time? We just witnessed over the last week and a half a constant barrage of shots being fired at the cryptocurrency world. And we've seen the result of it. The result is people begin to become afraid again. They begin to become afraid, and they get their money out. They begin to become afraid, and they stop buying. But it doesn't last. The good thing is that it doesn't last. People like you and me are going to see this as an encouraging thing. We see this as encouraging because we know for a fact it's going to change the financial world. And if we're on the right end of this, it can change our financial lives. You want to be one of the few that remain strong and are still standing in the end, because you will be thankful. And as always, be safe, be smart, peace and love.